that they were a group of black Indians
that created the largest haven
in
in the U.S. for escaped slaves.
in the 1700s. What if I told you?
What if I told you that there was a group of black Indians that led the largest slave revolt in U.S. history?
What if I told you that there were a group of blacks in the United States
that forced their own emancipation
before the Civil War?
What if I told you?
What if I told you that there were a group of black Indians
that led a mass exodus along the Trail of Tears and then right out of the United States?
What if I told you?
What if I told you?
What if I told you that this is the true story of the Black Seminoles, and you've likely never heard it before?
I never learned about them, and they were never in my history books.
This is a story about betrayal, distrust, backstabbing, and about a people that have been, for some reason, lost to history. This is about the Black Seminoles, the Black Indians,
and their long, remarkable journey to freedom.
Can't do this no more, Abigail.
The Black Indians, y'all. Alright, y'all, this like a damn near 30-minute video, feel me? 25-minute video. I ain't gonna, I'm saying, I'm gonna just give y'all a quick review on the video because I already watched it a few times. You feel me? I already watched it a few times, so I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a quick review so y'all don't even gotta spend y'all whole 25, 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so the story starts out in a point in time, where we at in history? They say the 1700s, right? So boom, at the time when the story starts out, the Indians is still here, the Pilgrims is here, they settled in, they bringing the Africans in, we over here, we big slaves, know what I'm saying? And the Pilgrims slowly taking over, but the Indians not, know what I'm saying? But at the time, Florida was owned by Spain. So when we figured that out, feel me? We like, oh yeah, we the Florida. Flat out. Know what I'm saying? We the Florida. So, know what I'm saying? We start running to Florida. You know, it wasn't sweet. You know, everything that come with running, everybody didn't make it, you feel me? But we start running to Florida. Know what I'm saying? And it was like way sweet down there for a hot minute. It was sweet down in Florida because Florida was ran by Spain, and Spain had their own thing going on. They not thinking about what's going on over here, apparently, at the time. Feel me? So, but around this time when we run into Florida, the Indians is falling out with each other. Because like I said, the Pilgrims is here, they colonizing, they doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? So some Indian tribes is giving in to the takeover, and some Indian tribes is like, fuck out of here. Feel me? You got some Indian tribes, the big Indian nations, know what I'm saying? They giving in. The Cherokees that everybody love. Oh, you know what I'm saying? The Cherokees was on bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The Cherokees was on bullshit. But yeah, they had black slaves and everything. The Cherokee plantation had black slaves on it. And then when they got flipped, they got their heads cracked, got their plantation took. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But that's going, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so the Indians is falling out. Over in the Carolinas, you know what I'm saying? This is closer to Florida. You had the Creek, a group of Indians called the Creek boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling them the Creek boys, but it was the Creek Indians. But so yeah, they group split into two because of the whole thing. You had Indians that was, know what I'm saying, they becoming Christians, they marrying white folks, they going to school, learning the way of the white man, know what I'm saying? And the you had Indian tribes that just wasn't on that. They like, oh yeah, bruh. So they start splitting up. And then that was over in the Carolinas. So boom. You had the South Creek and then you had the North Creek. South Creek start going further south towards Florida. just to get away from the North Creek boys. Know what I'm saying? They like, yeah, we ain't doing, that's what we ain't doing. You know what I'm saying? We ain't submitting to this shit. You know what I'm saying? So they was Audi 5000. You know what I'm saying? So they start heading further south. They end up in Florida with us. You know what I'm saying? They end up in Florida with the I'm trying not to use the word nigga. But they end up in Florida with the niggas, you feel me? And they said we was down there with the Indians, know what I'm saying, pretty much interlocking for years. I'm talking about damn near 100 years. We rocking with the Indians. Tough down there. We full-blown joint with them. Know what I'm saying? It was on. Know what I'm saying? They loving our way of life. We loving their way of life. We mixing like a motherfucker. Know what I'm saying? We was doing our thing down there in Florida for a hot minute. You feel me? They said that shit lasts like 100 years. Now that's crazy because they never tell us, like, throughout this whole time of slavery, like, we didn't lightweight broke away from slavery a few times, and it lasted a little bit, and then they got us right back in that chokehold. But so boom, we down there kicking it in Florida on some free shit. You know what I'm saying? You know damn well the U.S. government is not feeling that. The Pilgrims is not feeling that. So they said they elect Andrew Jackson, $20 Jackson. That's why they love Andrew Jackson. They put this man on a $20 bill. They said when he became the president, he said, I'm getting rid of the Indian problem. Oh, hold on. First, let me take it back, dog. I'm getting too ahead of myself. He became president. He reached out to Spain. Spain, they like, bro, everybody running down here that's Florida, bro. We can't have this shit. Feel me? The whole fucking country gonna run to Florida, bro. We gonna lose everything we got going on because of y'all with this bullshit. Know what I'm saying? So Spain, like, know what I'm saying? They like, all right. They sell Florida to America for 5 M's, for $5 million. They sold Florida. Feel me? So when they sell Florida, yeah, the U.S. government start rushing in. Like, right, split all this happy ass shit up. Know what I'm saying? So, boom. I forget somehow from there, the Indians, they called it the big tier migration or some shit. That's when they all somehow from there, all the Indians start going to Oklahoma. I guess they was promised some shit in Oklahoma. Feel me? Which is Indians in Oklahoma to this day. I know this for a fact. I met some of them my damn self in Oklahoma. But they start migrating to Oklahoma on the Saudi side. And when they got there, it wasn't peaches and cream. Feel me? And damn. Oh yeah. We had to go back to being slaves though. Know what I'm saying? We had to go back to being slaves though. And but we like, fuck that. We to Mexico. Know what I'm saying? Whole time they never tell us about the Mexican Underground Railroad. They never tell us about the Mexican Underground Railroad. Boy, they said we was to Mexico. Bro, they said we flew to Mexico and Mexico welcomed us with open arms. Open fucking arms, because they looking at us like these big, strong, healthy ass niggas. Know what I'm saying? Mexico was going through some shit at the time. Mexico, at the border of Mexico, the Indian boys was hitting licks on them, and the Europeans was moving in on them. The Pilgrims was moving in on them, doing their thing. Know what I'm saying? So the Mexicans is like, fuck. But then we come down there, we defend they borders so crazy, they end up giving us our own town down in Mexico. Our own little town down in Mexico. They was fucking with us tough. This how we get tricked out the game. We down there in Mexico chilling out, free as fuck. Cause we wasn't, I'm saying whatever tribe, I'm not saying all Negroes was doing this. This was a strong tribe that was moving like this. We went from, boom, Florida, wherever we was at, we to Florida. Oh, it ain't rocking in Florida no more. We to Oklahoma. Oh, they on some bullshit in Oklahoma. We to Mexico. Know what I'm saying? This is whatever tribe was doing this. Know what I'm saying? Cause they said when they made the call, know what I'm saying, 300 cats from all over the place, know what I'm saying, whoever went to war, know what I'm saying, and was on it, that's who was running around free. Everybody else was probably still slaves looking at these niggas running around free, making their next move, know what I'm saying. But so the free tribe is down in Mexico, living their best life. And the U.S. government get so tired of trying to, know what I'm saying, because we defended the border so tough, bro, it's no getting through. So they said the U.S. government got to the point where they're like, all right, bro, send them a letter. We not even about to keep trying to bust down there. Send them a whole letter. So they send us a letter to our leader down there. This is the U.S. government telling them, come back, help us with the Indian problem, and help us with the Indian problem. Cause that's what Andrew Jackson, that was his whole campaign. He called it the Indian problem. He said, come help us with the Indian problem. We'll give you y'all own land. Y'all can be free. Know what I'm saying? All the good shit. They promised us hella good shit. These cats, this is us now. We listen. Came back, helped them obliterate the Indians, and just to turn around and get fucked over, still become slaves, still didn't get nothing promised to. Know what I'm saying? They said out of everybody that ever promised something to the black folks like that, the Mexicans was the only ones that ever came through. The Mexicans gave us our guns, they gave us land, they gave us freedom. They the only ones that ever came through. Know what I'm saying? But somehow, some way, we ended up getting tricked into coming back, helping them, getting tricked right back into slavery for another God knows how long. Feel me? And